Hey there.
Got the best armor in these parts.
What kind of stuff do you have?
I sell armor for old men. Been selling armor to, but they don't stay dumb.
I've got a few minutes.
What you see is what you...
Lucas.
Got armor at good rates if you're in the market.
Don't need anything today.
You keep traveling?
Excuse me.
You find those raiders?
Yeah, I kicked their asses for you.
No kidding. That's the best piece of news we've had around here for a good long time. So we've been talking. If we want things to get better, so we're in. You can count on us if you need help.
sanctuary. I knew you'd join us here, kid. Your energy is tight.
I used to live here.
The site can help.
You're an addict. You need help.
Oh, not this again. Kid, listen to me. I'm old. We'd have never made it this...
The site isn't worth killing yourself over, Mama Murphy. It doesn't have to define what you are or what you can give.
All right, kid. You got me. If me hanging around for a little longer is worth that much to you, then...
I'd like to trade some items.
Mama Murphy's as good as her word, kid. No more chems. And no more sight, either.
You willing to do some work?
I'd be glad to help.
There's a workbench.
I just want to trade a few things.
One of these houses would be a good place to set up some beds.
I'm always glad to see the sun come up.
You know that settlement you sent me to help? They've decided to join the Minutemen.
That's great news. I knew you were the right person for the job. By the way, not much use yet. I don't think I...
I figured you'd tell me when you were ready.
Have you heard of the Quincy?
Your group came from Quincy, didn't...
That's right. I was with Colonel Hollis's group.
Sure.
We were the
Right.
only a few...
As long as you don't give up.
I'm not...
That means a lot coming from you.
I appreciate...
What makes you think I can do...
That kind of...
Okay.
Good. Don't...
So, if I'm a general, where's...
You're looking at it, I'm afraid. The leader of the Minutemen has always held the rank of general. Our last leader was just the one good thing. Now it's your job. I just got some bad news.
Right?
Maybe you can find out where those bastards are coming from and put...
Hey there.
You wanted help earlier. Some kind of machine.
The Institute...
Teleportation. If anyone can make heads or tails of... I've heard that, folks. Is there something you need?
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing.
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing. Let's see what you've got.
I need to know if you can build this.
Wow. What a mess. Teleportation.
Right? Either it is, or we end up building one hell of a paperweight.
Well, whoever wrote this does seem to know what they're talking. Anyway, I'm gonna need some... But,
Just tell me what we need.
Yeah, sure. Here's a list of what you'll need while you're working. Keep in mind, like if you...
Some days are harder than others, but even the hard days get easier than the one before.
How's it going? Did you find a good spot to build your signal interceptor?
Yeah, ready to build the rest.
Good. Here's a list of 3. I'll meet you over at the building.
Thanks.
Good deal. One thing, I'll see you.
Hey, Sturgis.
Just gotta make sure we've got enough power.
I have to make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor.
Make sure it's all on the same grid.
This isn't gonna do anything without power.
got everything in place. We'll have to hook it all up to the same power grid.
Sturgis.
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. I'll start scanning for an... Getting cold feet? I don't blame you. Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh yeah, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it! Hold on to your butt!
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean. I've been looking for you for so long.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Those bastards. They killed your father.
What's going on? Father?
Mm-hmm. I'll kill them for this. All of them.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Please, Sean. I'm your mother. To talk to me. Just open the door.
Father? Father, help me! She's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
I could kill you. Right here. Right now.
Yes. Yes, you could. And I would be powerless to stop you.
I want answers, asshole. Now!
Under the circumstances, I will forgive your vulgarity. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time, it's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Both?
Is it? In the vault. But then you learn. Is it really so? And here.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. It wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Yeah, you lost me. I don't see the point of any of this.
You don't see the connection. Let me try to explain. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant. I am their...
I don't believe you. There's no way.
I wish there was something...
You're lying. I know it.
Why would I lie? What would I have to gain from it? I've shown you my trust.
If this is true, where do we start?
I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's Institute tech. He never... I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path. What else can I say?
Your father. He never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to him was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems what happened to him was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage. For many years, with old age, but... What matters? What else can I...
So, you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility. The Institute.
They're scared of you, Sean. Scared of the Institute.
People are always frightened by what they don't understand. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. I've been a part of something amazing. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
You want me to stay here, in the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you...
Sure. How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe... I simply ask that you give the Institute... We really do have humanities. Will you take that chance?
Are you sure you want this?
Yes, I am. It would benefit us both.
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities, Dr. Ayo, and finally Dr. Lee in advanced systems. They've all been notified of your...
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but...
He's... definitely impressed.
Yes. It's pushed our technology to the limit. I'll make sure it's brought... But... Do you think you could...
It's not you. It's not even human. I could never love that. Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but remarkable progress.
You made a child synth that looks like you, It's an abomination.
It's a synth, not a human being. A simulacrum. Try to be more open-minded. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an opportunity to interact with him further. But I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, what do you think? Do you think you could love him? Like you?
It's not you. It's not even human. I could never love that.
No, perhaps not. But in many ways, he matches what you've been searching for all this time. I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but...
Useless. Sean?
Our advances will, in time, change the world.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
Reporting status. All
I can't argue
functions
with
normal.
that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return
Hey,
to
Doc.
duty.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all
Of
right.
course.
I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that...
What makes you ask? I'm a complete stranger to you.
I suppose when I heard your story, well, I felt sorry for you. You've suffered more tragedy than any one person deserves. Your whole world is gone. I'm sorry. I know that was a very personal question. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smooth. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as... So, now that you're...
I'm not on board with anything.
No? And yet here you are, poking around. One might find that... If you're not planning on staying, I'd recommend keeping your hands to yourself. Wouldn't want to give the impression you're up to something. And consider having another talk with Sean. He really is anxious to have you with us. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division...
It must be a challenge.
Absolute. Over the... When necessary. Fortunately, it's a good...
Sure. Allie,
Hey, what do you need?
who built this place originally?
The
Right?
Over... It's a process. Just think what this...
Dr. Fillmore,
Hi there. Something I can help you with?
I'd like to know about the...
Of course. Dr. He... We don't...
Have you had time to examine my latest reports on batch
Rosalind
274?
is as smart
Not yet.
as she is beautiful.
I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick.